If you're not at all where you want to be in life and you're looking for truly life-changing financial success, I'd like you to give serious consideration to starting your own cult. Yes, that sounds like a controversial take, but that's just because the word cult has gotten a bad rap. It's been weaponized against certain political and religious groups for years now by people who oppose them. Cult has literally become a four-letter word, but it didn't always start that way. Cult is actually short for a word that you're probably more familiar with. Culture. See, there it is. And culture is not a bad thing. When you shorten it and turn it into cult, people have used it to describe weirdos and whack jobs and folks who take advantage of other people. But really, cult is just short form for culture. And culture is something that's supposed to be good. We're all supposed to get more culture. We're all supposed to embrace our culture and other people's cultures. And wouldn't you love to learn about my culture? When you think about it, sharing culture with somebody is a positive thing. And when you have a cult, you're just finding a group of people, large or small or medium-sized, who all share the same ideas, the same beliefs, the same culture. And if you can find a group of people and accumulate a group of people around you who share your same ideas and your same desires and your same beliefs, who have your same morals and your same values, then you're going to create a group of people who can all succeed together. And if you are the leader of that culture or the cult leader, you're going to be the most successful of all. And that's all it really takes in this day and age. And if you think about it, there are tons of cults that are not negative, that are not the bad cult, the kind that we've seen in movies and on Dateline TV specials, the kind that the Democrats want you to believe MAGA has become. And in fact, that's one of the reasons why people are so wary of the term cult, because they look at Donald Trump and they look at the rallies, and the left and the media have tried to demonize it and make you think these aren't just regular Americans who are patriotic and have a desire to make America great again and live by their constitutional values. No, this is a cult of brainwashed individuals who are walking around in red hats and just acting crazy. But the fact of the matter is, Donald Trump has created a culture, a political culture that incorporates and encapsulates Christianity and constitutionality and, America First values. And it's something that now the majority of the United States has embraced. And it all stems from the culture that he created. Now, in order to create your own culture, you're going to need three things. And if you look at Donald Trump as an example, you can see these three things. I use these three things in my own cult, ACES, the American Conservative Empowerment Society. It's a place where I've created a culture of conservative entrepreneurs who all want to do the same thing. We're all capitalists. We're all looking to make money. We're all online, and we don't want to deal with wokeness or DEI or anyone asking us what our pronouns are. So we've created a fantastic community where we all have the same kind of ideas and motivations and values. And that's one of the best things about a cult, is not only do you attract people like you, but you repel people who aren't like you. And it's much more fun to hang out with people that you find attractive and not repulsive. Trust me, I've hung out with both. So if you're starting your own cult, you need to realize that there has to be, first and foremost, a charismatic leader. Somebody needs to form this cult in the first place. Somebody needs to create the group. Somebody needs to say, hey, join me. I assume in your cult, this is going to be you. In my cult, it's me. In Donald Trump's cult, it's him. Every cultural grouping begins with one person who finds another person, seeks out another person, starts to gravitate toward other people and say, come, let's all come together in this community. And so if you are going to start your own cult for your own personal success, if you are going to find a group of fans and followers who are going to gravitate toward you and listen to you and take in what you say and eventually buy from you and become your customers and your clients, then you're going to need to be that charismatic leader. And when I say charismatic, I don't mean you have to be the life of the party or walk in the room and go, hey, what's up, everybody? By charismatic leader, we simply mean you've got to have some kind of story or something that draws people toward you. You don't have to be loud or obnoxious or funny or any of those things. You can be, but you don't have to be. You just have to have some poignant aspect of your life that you can share, some journey that you've been on, something relatable that you can give to people that attracts them to you, that links you guys together so that they can become part of your culture. And everybody has one of those things. You just need to figure out what yours is, adopt it, share it, and then you've automatically become the charismatic leader of your own cult. Number 2, and this is very important, every cult needs a common enemy. And I'm not just talking about some person who's bad or somebody who's trying to take something from you or overthrow your government, although those are all common enemies. No, a common enemy can be a feeling or a lifestyle change that you want to make. Obesity, for example, could be a common enemy. If you struggle and have fought and have overcome obesity and you go out and you share that story with other people, you're going to attract people who are fighting that same fight and want to overcome the same common enemy. Donald Trump immediately made an enemy out of the media. By having a common enemy, all of his supporters could come together and work to fight against the lies and the propaganda and the mistruth and the misinformation that common enemy was feeding toward Donald Trump. And in response, they would then get their information directly from the charismatic leader via Twitter or now Truth Social or any other platform that he decides he wants to dominate. If you are if you're a musical performer, your common enemy could be boredom. And you're just trying to create a cult of fans who are going to follow you around from gig to gig, bar to bar, or buy your albums or buy your records or watch your videos to fight and combat boredom. If you are, if you're a baker or so your common enemy with the cult that you create is hunger or lack of creativity, all of these things, poverty. How many people out there have created groups of investors, Forex investors, crypto investors, short selling stock investors? I don't even know if that's really a thing. I think I heard it once on the internet. How many people out there create programs and teach programs to help other people combat poverty, whether it's budgeting, whether it's making more money, whether it's creating a side hustle? In my American Conservative Empowerment Society, I have a whole section called the top 5 side hustles for conservatives to dominate in the new golden age. Why? Because combating poverty is something that conservative capitalists want to do. We all have that common enemy. Another common enemy, and you could have multiple that we share, is cancel culture. And a lot of times when you're a conservative using social media to advertise or market or build a following, you come head to head, face to face. You run right into cancel culture, and sometimes it's devastating to a conservative business. So we've adopted cancel culture as another one of our enemies. You can have one or multiple enemies, but as soon as you decide what it is, as soon as you decide who it is you're fighting against, and as soon as you figure out a way to share the story of how you fought against that same enemy, or you are fighting against that same enemy, and you're winning the battle, then you're going to attract like-minded people who also find obesity to be an enemy, or poverty to be an enemy, or boredom to be an enemy. There's people out there who have very large groups of gardeners who follow them with cult-like passion and tenacity. Why? Because their common enemy is dead plants. Their common enemy is not being able to grow stuff. Their common enemy is dry soil and sunlight and, locusts and whatever it is. There's all kinds of common enemies that attack gardeners. So if you can find a gardener, a charismatic gardening leader, or if you can become one, and you can rally people around whatever your common enemy is, then you'll be able to create a fantastic cult around just about anything. And then the third thing is you need to have a path to follow. That looks like EOLO, but it's follow. If you are going to be a charismatic leader and you are fighting a common enemy, you are going on a journey. You are going into battle, and you're going to need some kind of game plan. You're going to need a path to follow. So once you've created your backstory, once you've created your vision of yourself or the legend of you, and once you've gone out and you found people, and really you don't even have to find them. Once you start telling your story, people will become attracted to you. Once you go out there and say, hey, here's who I was, here's who I became, you're going to attract people who are exactly like the person you were and want to become like the person you became. That's your cult. And then you're going to take them on the same journey that you yourself have been on. And the more people that go on that journey, the more people that find success, the more stories you can tell, and the more people you can bring into your culture, the more people you can bring into your community, the more people you can bring into your world. And the more people you bring into the world, the more potential customers you have for whatever it is you're offering. If you seriously want to make a change in your life, a positive financial change in your life, and start making some serious money, life-changing money, and live a lifestyle that actually allows you to enjoy what you do, following your true calling and not just surviving, but thriving in the new golden age, you need to give serious consideration to creating a cult. And after you watch this video, I guarantee you're going to look around and you're going to start seeing cults everywhere. Whether it's musicians or actors with massive followings who go to all their concerts or watch all their movies, whether it's an author who knows they're going to sell out their next book just because their cult is going to run to Amazon and order a copy as soon as it's available. Whether it's a homemaker who has her own magazine and TV show and is just about to release some bed sheets at Walmart. I don't know what it is. There are all kinds of cults out there and all kinds of cult leaders, and all of them are creating a culture with a common group of individuals who are very similar to them and who are ready to follow them on their journey and pay them to make the transformation that they've already made. That's why I want you to give serious consideration. No matter what side hustle you choose or business you're in or whatever journey you're going on, I want you to remember that your goal, really for yourself and for others, to help yourself and to help others, is to create the biggest and best cult that you possibly can.